My shoes and came and do 2 sacks, another sack.
Well, welcome back, guys, to No Redemption Outdoors. It's been a while since we got together last, and I want to welcome you to this very special COVID edition of the Breakfast Club. And I'm really glad you decided to join me today. As you can see, I'm wearing my PPE. I am doing my part as a patriot. I have to tell you, when I wear this out in public, people do socially distance themselves from me. So it is working, I will tell you. But yeah, too much, I know. So let's get rid of this nonsense. Oh, well, we're out in the shop. It's been a while since we've been out here, and if I could, I would do every breakfast club in the shop. It's just so much. It's so much more comfortable, so much more at ease when I'm out here. Hey, by the way, I need to send a gigantic shout out to my good friend, Foulmouth Fishing. He responded to my plea. A while back on one of my breakfast clubs, I had asked folks to send me in some coffee if they had a particular flavor that they liked. And my man, Foulmouth Fishing, responded to the call. And he sent me 3 packages of coffee. Now, right now, I'm enjoying Harry and David Butterscotch Caramel. No focus. We're going unedited today, folks. There we go. There we go. He sent me 3 packs of coffee. And they're flavored coffee, and I don't normally partake of flavored coffee, but I must say, this is actually quite delicious, and I do appreciate it. So a giant shout out to Foulmouth Fishing. Check out his channel. I have to tell you, I am a true hookaholic. And those of you who are hookaholics, you know what I mean. And Foulmouth Fishing does a fantastic job of box openings. His knowledge about the different lures is it's fantastic. You know, I do these box openings, but I'm a goof. And I kind of show you the stuff, but I really don't give you any details because I'm really not that knowledgeable. But Foulmouth Fishing, I watch him just simply because when he talks about the baits, he explains things that I wouldn't even occur to me, and the ways in which to use them and so forth. So check him out. Thank you, sir. And with that, I'm actually sitting in the boat. Last couple days, we've had the boat out in the driveway a couple times as we've been getting it ready for spring. You know, we're on lockdown here in Michigan. I'm sure maybe where you are, you might be on a shelter-in-place order as well. So we find ourselves keeping busy by doing all those errands that we've put off for so long. Anyway, in the spirit of trying to get into the swing of spring, if you will, we've been prepping the boat, so we washed it up. She was a dirty, dirty girl, I'm going to tell you. And you know what they say about dirty girls, they're a lot of fun, but you don't want to bring them home to mama. So we had to wash her up. And today we're going to wax it. I've got some special, I forget what it's called. It's over on the counter, but it's like a silicone sealant. I don't think it's ceramic, but it's some kind of a silicone sealant. And you put it on, you apply it with much like you would wax, and then you buff it off, and you put 2 coats. And it costs like $80 for this bottle. But it's supposed to provide protection for the hull against staining and so forth, but it's also supposed to make the hull more slick, and I don't know if that's a gimmick, but anyway, gonna be doing that today. But we've already got I did all the servicing on the engine, and we loaded up the equipment. All the rods are on the boat, all the tackle gears in the boat. Everything's ready to go. I actually got my graph here swung out of the way because that was, you don't want to see that all the time in the picture, but I got all the graphs updated. They had new software downloads I had to do. I haven't done any. I haven't checked the software on the trolling motor yet, but I'm going to be doing that today. I'll do a walk around video on this boat. I did an immense number of upgrades to this boat, and I did all the work myself, so I know it inside and out. I know every nook and cranny of this boat. And we're actually in the middle of another project right now where we're installing some retractable rod straps, and it turned into a bigger project than I expected. But when I do the walk around, I'm going to do that later today. I'll record that later today. We'll do a walk around. I'll show you all the upgrades that I did to the boat. I'll show you the project that we're doing right now. I've got a couple other projects on tap that we're going to do to it. And hell, we got nothing but time. There is a possibility we'll take the boat out today. I did ride over to the ramp. With the shelter in place, the lockdown order that our governor gave, there are certain nuances to that order. And right now, they're keeping the state boat ramps open. There are no staff there, but so long as people respect the social distancing order, they will keep the ramps open. Now, I just read shortly ago that a few of the ramps here in Michigan have now been closed because the local residents refuse to respect the social distancing. There is a requirement to remain 6 feet apart. And I guess people are congregating at these boat ramps. I didn't know that was a gathering spot, but they congregate here, and so the local municipalities have overridden the state and shut down those ramps. I know there's 2 or 3. I read about one in Sutton's Bay in northern Michigan, and there's a few others, and they're warning us that if we don't respect the rules and maintain the proper social distancing, they'll shut down all of the ramps. Well, that's me. Well, then you may as well just cut my throat, because if I can't take this boat out and go fishing, I will literally lose my mind. And I don't think I'm the only one. So, folks, I know it's immensely burdensome. I won't even go into great detail the ways in which this is so painful for everyone. I know this whole COVID thing is just a nightmare that won't end. But I will say that I think that the sooner we all buckle down and maintain the proper social distancing and shelter, the damage that's being done to our lives in terms of our economy and just everything else, hopefully that'll be mitigated because we can lessen the amount of time that this has got to go on. And I didn't mean to get into this topic, but, it goes to the point. The governor of Michigan keeps ratcheting up this order, and there's talk now about extending it. It was originally set for April 13, and we were locked down until April 13, but every indication is they're going to extend that through the end of April, which means that people like me, we can't go to our place of work. God only knows what that's doing to the economy. Fortunately for me, the business that I'm in so far has been somewhat insulated. We have been impacted, obviously, but I think the impact that we're experiencing is far, far less than what many others. And I fear for some of these people, both the business owners and the workers, because who knows if this continues on, what that means for the future of people's livelihoods. And again, it goes to my point, this is an extremely painful time in so many ways. God forbid that you get sick or somebody that you love gets sick. That's horrible beyond words. But for those who don't get sick, or for those who get sick but recover, The implications of what's going on right now will last for years and potentially decades. And so the pain will extend for years. And I come to my original point, and I apologize for the lecture. I really don't mean it to be. But as painful as this is, the sheltering in place, the respecting the rules, stay off the roads, maintain social distance, this is for a purpose. And the sooner we do it, the sooner this will be over with. That's it. That's the message. Listen, one last thing on COVID. I have to tell you that it is bringing out the creativity in people. If you've been surfing YouTube at all, you know what I mean. There are some hilarious videos out there, and people have a lot of time on their hands. There's also a lot of funny news videos, and you saw in the intro, Memphis, I love you. You guys are awesome. Let's take a look at this video. It is the funniest thing. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you.
2 garbage bags. My shoes and came loose. 2 sacks. Another sack.
Fox 13's Jackie Massey is live at SCS headquarters. Jackie, you talked to concerned parents. What did they tell you?
And don't nobody want their child to be sick, and don't nobody want to take that virus to their house.
Parents with children at Treadwell Middle and elementary schools are not playing around. Many wiped their kids down, and some even sprayed them with disinfectant spray as they took them home Monday.
And I wiped my children's backpack down when I got them out of school. Sure did. Gave them gloves. Sure did.
Parents are doing this after they found out an employee who works at Treadwell Middle and elementary came in contact with a person who tested positive for the coronavirus in Memphis. Some took more extreme measures.
2 garbage bags. My shoes and came loose. 2 sacks. Another sack.
While the SCS employee is quarantined, the district is focusing on making sure everything is clean. Still, family members tell me they don't want their kids in school.
It's messed up. The flu killing more folks than that is, so what's up? We're going to die anyway.
Well, you know, they are taking it seriously, you got to admit. Again, Memphis, you guys are awesome. So, you know, you got to have a little humor here and there. And there are some, listen, the silver lining in all of this is that in many ways it's bringing us back to our roots. I have to tell you, I'm out yesterday working on the boat in my driveway, and I look around the neighborhood. Everybody is out in their front yards. Everybody's out walking. I see neighbors riding bicycles that I don't think they've had out of their garage in 20 years. And they're out riding around as families. And people are actually spending time together. It's too bad it took something like a world pandemic to make that happen, but I regard that as a good outcome. And if that's something that lasts for years and decades into the future, and it makes people come back together in some form of, you know, unified cohesion as families and neighborhoods and communities, well, hell, that's a great thing. That I guess that would be a good thing that we could get out of all this, right? So, well, let me tell you, I got some videos coming up. As I already mentioned, I'm going to do the walk around on the boat. There's a couple projects, as I mentioned, that I have on tap for the boat, and I will probably make some videos and bring you along on that. So, you know, and as I go through the walkthrough, I'll detail that. But there's a couple videos that I'm going to do on the boat, and weather permitting, in the next couple days, we will get the boat out for our first time out on the lake, and of course we'll bring the camera along for that. Oh, yes, another video that I'm going to do is my kayak. I pulled it out yesterday, and I'm going to, I've got a trolling motor for it, and I have a graph and different things. So I'm going to rig it all up, and I'll do a video on that. Again, I think I'm going to do all these videos today. I'll probably queue up 3 or 4 videos, put them in the can, as they say, and get them posted up one by one. I'm going to do some gun videos. I have a number of guns, and so I actually need to clean them anyway. So maybe I'll do a cleaning and review combined of a couple of pistols I have. I have a couple rifles and so forth. So we'll do some of those. Obviously I'm trying to keep busy and do some stuff that's interesting. I'm going to be very honest with you. I've had a difficult time. First I was very sick. And if you watch my last Breakfast Club, I was just on the mend. I was feeling a bit better that day, and I was able to make a video and go to work and do different things. But then the stupid thing relapsed on me, and it was worse the second time around. So that's the first thing that happened to me. Then my computer got sick. I still don't have it back. And so I'm going to do the best I can on my 4-cylinder, my laptop, but my V8, turbocharged computer is in being fixed. Damn things. So I'll limp through on the laptop, get a few videos up. But that slowed me up. But just generally, just the stress and the anxiety of everything that's going on, it's just taking the wind out of my sails. And I was emailing back and forth with Foulmouth Fishing, and I mentioned to him, I really struggled with being sick and all this different thing, but really it's just hard to get the motivation to get in front of the camera, but I miss it immensely, and I feel so much better since I've decided to sit down and do this, and I've missed you guys, and I've had a few people message me like, where'd you go? Oh, I'm here, I'm well, I'm doing better. I know everything I'm saying resonates for you guys, I get it, and everybody's feeling the same way, and so that's it. That's why I've been gone, and I appreciate you guys, checking up on me, and I appreciate you hanging around and watching me, and it does add it really does bring a lot of joy to my life doing this, so I appreciate that. Anyhow, I don't have a bunch of stories queued up today. I do have one that I'm going to share with you. I have to. But this isn't going to be the normal Breakfast Club. This is just one to check back in with you all, let you know I'm here, let you know I'm coming back with a lot of videos. Kind of explain why I've been gone. But we will share one story because I'll tell you, I was watching CNBC, and this happened to be a couple days ago when the market was really taking a pounding again, and the news hasn't been great. I was feeling a bit stressed, and I decided I can't watch anymore, and I turned it off, and I happened to be looking at some news articles on the internet, and this one popped up, and it made me smile. Let me just tell you about it. This comes from USA Today. Man arrested after high-speed chase told police he was teaching his dog to drive. Oh my God, it is so funny. I'm sorry, I got to put on some glasses. I'm so blind. Anyway, a man was arrested in Washington Sunday after a high-speed car chase, but he wasn't in the driver's seat. His pet pit bull was. The 51-year-old Lakewood man is facing several charges, including driving under the influence. Imagine my surprise. Reckless driving, hit and run, and felony eluding, a spokesperson for the Washington State Patrol told KOMO-TV. The suspect was driving a 1996 Buick when authorities say he struck two vehicles and fled on Interstate 5. Officials said the vehicle at one point was traveling over 100 miles an hour. Eventually, troopers used spike strips to end the chase, and during the arrest, Axman said the driver told police that he was trying to teach his dog how to drive. I wish I could make this up, Axman told CNN. I've been a trooper for almost 12 years now, and I've never heard this excuse. I've been in a lot of high-speed chases, I've stopped a lot of cars, and never have I gotten an excuse that they were teaching their dog how to drive. That's hilarious. I know I have some retired cop subscribers out there, you guys. Have you ever heard anything like that one? You know, you see these guys in parades where the dog's sitting there and it looks like they're driving, but they're actually holding the wheel. That's what I have in my mind when I first see it, but it's silly, of course. But what a funny scene that would be, right? This guy speeding along, people looking as this guy's eluding the police, and here's this dog in the driver's seat. What? Anyway, you gotta chuckle at some of these things. People are so funny. Well, that's it, guys. It's been good hanging out again. It's been a while, and I appreciate you coming and spending some time with me. And it's been a real lift to my spirits, and hopefully it's given you a chuckle. And so we got some stuff to do today, right? We got some videos to make. So we're going to get busy. And I guess with that, folks, stay safe out there. Maintain social distancing. Let's get through this. Fish on. And until we meet again, take care.